Yo, yo, yo! We made it to part 3 in our series on how creativity can bring us closer to God. We're going to wrap up this series today talking about the partnership that is formed when we're creating with God and how it has the power to transform our lives. I'm going to break it down into 3 points today, all of which we could dive really deep into. So if there's one that stands out to you that you want me to make a separate video for, please leave a comment below as we're going through it. All right, let's go! Number 1, partnership. In our creating journey, we've been pouring out our heart to God, sharing our creative process with Him and inviting Him into that space. We've been being still before Him, listening to what He has to say and learning to hear His voice. So we've created this dialogue back and forth. And as this relationship continues to grow, we find ourselves in this partnership with the Lord as we're creating. And this isn't anything new. We've been in partnership with God since the beginning. When He created mankind, He charged us to care for the earth, to till the soil, to be fruitful and multiply, to care for the beasts of the field. He entrusted us to care for that which He has created. And in the New Testament, we see this partnership talked about again as we are charged to go out into the world, to make disciples, to share the truth of the gospel, and to love the people in need. The partnership of creating with God leads us to have a deeper understanding and connection with Him. And that transfers over into our own creativity, and it begins to change the way we operate in our lives. Point number 2 is understanding God as the ultimate creator. You may have heard Christians use the phrase born again, and when I came to faith in the Lord, it truly was like being born again. It was like seeing the whole world for the first time. Everything was so vibrant, and I was becoming increasingly aware of this spiritual reality all around me. And one of the biggest things for me was just being so in awe of God as a creator. I would just let my thoughts dwell on God and just how marvelous He is to create such detail in the world. And look at His creativity. It's incredible, not only in the way of colors and the senses that we have, but the biology, the physics, the chemistry. And I can't help but think that this is just a fraction of what it's like to see God's mind. We're just scratching the surface of understanding how His mind works. We become inspired by the creation as it points us back to Him. So as we're painting that scenic view, we're reminded of God's creative abilities, and especially coming to understand how much care He has in His creativity. When we're creating something, we are so aware of the intricate details. We'll spend painstaking hours on one little section of something trying to get it perfect. I feel so connected to the thing that I'm creating. So I began to think of God as He's creating things. There's such an intimate connection to Him. We are made in God's image. Think about that. We are the thing that He created to be the most like Him. So think about how much He must care for us. And then I think of the patience and commitment that comes with creating. We are gonna see it through. Whether we get that done in one night or whether it's a project that takes us several years, you have a patience when you truly are caring for the thing that you're creating and you're going to see it through. And I think about that with the Lord. We begin to understand how much patience He has for His creation, how much He is committed to us with His faithfulness. And the closer we get to God as we include Him in our creative process, the more it begins to transform us. Number 3, the transformation. Going through this creative journey with God that reveals to us more and more of who He is begins to transform our hearts and the ways that we approach things. Our creativity is no longer just for ourselves, but it can be used to be a blessing to other people by being creative to find a solution to a problem of someone in need. In our hospitality, in the way that we cook a delicious meal and get creative about the flavors, in the way that we decorate our home to make it feel welcoming and inviting, in the way that we speak to other people, being creative with our words to help build them up and encourage them. We create things that allow us to empathize with other people, and that when they read them or see it or hear it, that it touches their lives and help people feel God's presence through whatever season. Using our creativity to be a blessing to our community is the ultimate way to connect with God, as the Lord has such a heart of compassion for people. We create things with that eternal perspective so that no matter what we're going through in life, we have things that remind us to hope. The example today is my poetry book transform, which seemed fitting for this video's topic. As you can tell, I love creating in so many different ways, but poetry has always been so important to me, and just the way that I'm able to detangle all the thoughts in my mind as I process through different emotions and stages of life. And a lot of themes in my poetry has to do with nature, because I love to spend time under the moonlight for hours looking at the stars, or out on a walk in a sunny day, just taking in existence. And being in that setting just always pointed me back to the Lord. No matter how I was feeling, if I was having the most chaotic day, I could go look at the water, look at the trees, look at the birds flying in the air, and the Lord would just use that to point me back to Him, to remind me of His sovereignty and that He was in control of my situation. I have a poem in here called A Night at the Opera, because I was literally at an opera when I wrote it. But it's all about God as the complex designer. It's talking about all these creative means, from art to science to architecture to mathematics, and then it points back to the fact that He is the ultimate director of all matter, the orchestrator of all the elements, the author of all space and time, that we are the audience and we're waiting to see His masterpiece premiered. Another example is a poem called Eyes on the Skies, which I did a whole video about, which I'll link the playlist to my other poetry analysis videos if you're interested. So that one's just got lines like, keep your eyes on the skies, where the birds intertwine with the wind, where His creations awe and inspire, and His majesties displayed. Keep your eyes on the skies. Another one I love is called A Canvas in Your Hands, and there's a lot of nature imagery. Sun sets and moon rises, the dawn awaits its revealing. Seeing the world as I'm waiting, and then here at the end it's saying, my heart prepared, a canvas in your hands, paint only what glorifies you. And that's just speaking to the Lord in like, here's my heart, God, transform my heart, paint upon my heart what you would will for my life. If there's something in me that's not in alignment with your word, transform me, paint something new, wash the canvas out and paint something new. It's really fun to be able to meditate on this idea of God as a creator, and to allow that to transform my heart no matter what I'm facing that day, and to keep transforming me to reflect Him better to the world, to love others better, letting Him as creator impact the way I create, right? It's an extension of Him through me. Part of why I wrote this book was because I wanted to help people. I wanted to get my story out there. I was so depressed and burdened in my life before I found Jesus, and you could see that in my poetry. But when I put my faith in Christ, not only did everything around me change, but also my poetry changed. And this book is a collection of that transformation. I have poems from before I knew the Lord, and then poetry after I found my faith. But I wanted to encourage others that they're not alone, that there is hope for you, that I know what it feels like to feel just totally depressed, to want to take your life, to not want to be in this world. That dark poetry, it was really scary and vulnerable to share, but I was like, you know what? People need that. They need to see that they're not alone. And I want them to see that there is hope, that Jesus loves them, that they can reach out to people. But that was part of the thing that changed me. God transformed my life, and I wanted to now go and share that with other people, and hopefully they can be encouraged through my book and through my story. So if you know anyone who needs that bit of encouragement, this could be an awesome resource and gift for them. If you haven't already, be sure to check out parts 1 and part 2 of this series, where we have been talking about how creativity brings us closer to God. This has been KO here with you to create eternal perspective. And sing! Woo!